Good morning. I am Carl Dwight Demetria, Chief Medical Informatics Officer of the West Visayas State University Medical Center, and we will be showing today the SWOT analysis, TOES matrix, PEST analysis, and gap analysis of our chosen institution. So the strengths of our MIS office is that staff complement is complete. Uh, we have experience in supporting hospital IT systems as well as in-house developed information systems. The information systems that are in force here are mainly revenue centric, meaning that we track revenue from patient interactions throughout the hospital. And because of an aggressive um, hardware acquisition campaign, server and network hardware is complete. For our weaknesses, right now we have minimal development capabilities, so we cannot continue the in-house development that was done for 14 years. Also, so for the other units of this hospital, the scope of support of MIS is not clear. Additionally, the information systems are reaching a state of obsolescence and software asset management is not enforced. Uh, Opportunities for MIS include new information systems offered by vendors, as well as linkages with other institutions like the SHINE initiative spearheaded by Smart Communications, as well as IT campuses of the university, as well as other universities like the University of the Philippines. Um, we also see increasing public awareness of the importance of health IT use as an opportunity, as well as this medical center's reputation as based in a university and as a teaching hospital with significant experience that can be shared to other institutions. The threats to MIS here are regulatory and statutory compliance, as well as justification of IT expenditure. There are some hospitals that have been established in the last few years, and another threat would be the understanding of the importance of health IT at the management level. So, having those strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, we have a TOES matrix. So, let's go through each box one by one. So, for leveraging both strengths and opportunities, our reputation as a university-based institution with experience in health IT deployment and development, that's going to bolster our role in the MIS. Our experience in health IT can be shared with other institutions, and our staff will be able to support new system development, I mean deployment if needed. Uh, we can leverage opportunities to overcome our weaknesses in the following points. Um, if we have transparency in software asset management, more people will be more aware of importance of health IT. Linkages with other institutions can bolster our development capability, and the new information systems offered by our vendors can counter the obsolescence of the current systems. For strengths that will improve on our threats, IT expenditure can be justified by experienced personnel, and because we have complete server and network hardware expenditure is projected to be reduced over the next few years. Um, our revenue-centric information systems are valuable for management decisions, and the hospital's competitive edge is enhanced by available revenue data. For weaknesses that can compound threats, the minimal development capability is now threatened by regulatory and statutory compliance. Um, the importance of IT to our operations and scope of support, although the awareness is growing, the whole picture is still poorly understood. And obsolete information systems might not be justifiable as a cause of recurring IT expenditure. So we would need to be able to work with the finance division in order to justify IT expenses. So for the PEST analysis, the political factors that influence our operations are the funding, which is mainly from the university budget, and we are very reliant on our income for operations. So we only get a small amount from the university compared to what we need for operations. We also have support from local congressmen as well as interface with the Department of Health and PhilHealth in the provision of healthcare. Economic factors that influence operations include the state of the local economy in Iloilo City as well as in Western Visayas, local health spending patterns, and PhilHealth reimbursements on the all case rate system. Uh, it's also important to consider the perception of cost and how it affects the costing analysis of our services here. And finally, average revenue per patient uh, is a influencing factor for our operations. Sociocultural factors include our image and reputation among hospitals in Iloilo City and in Western Visayas. Um, the acquisition of healthcare services and how people react to healthcare catastrophes. Our role in the healthcare delivery system in Iloilo City as well as in Western Visayas, as well as our mandates to provide research and training uh, to our trainees here in the medical center. Technology factors include the proper software asset management process, the upcoming Philippine Health Information Exchange from the DOH, the DOST, and PhilHealth is also a factor that influences our operations, as well as the information system platforms that are being used and will be used in the future, and the available technology solutions in the market. So we proceed to the gap analysis, wherein we see a current situation that has obsolete, non-compliant information systems that place regulatory risks to the medical center, and there is no coherent strategic plan in place. Indicators include software asset management that is non-existent, no strategic plan for IT, uh, the inventory of IT assets are not up to date, and there is incomplete documentation of processes and procedures. So we desire to be in a situation wherein there are no regulatory risks from information systems in use. And the indicators will include that there is a software asset management plan in place. There is a strategic plan for IT that has been developed and implemented. The IT assets have current inventory, and all processes and procedures are fully documented. So specific actions planned to fill the gap. We have the gap analysis planned until June of next year because we believe that there is room for re-examination of the plans. So this is in line with the indicators that were um, mentioned earlier. Additional goals would be harmonization of support roles as well as rationalization of IT expenditure. So with the three types of customers that we have, mostly internal customers, our fellow employees, we have these action plans. So for our existing customers, we would like to improve response times for support. So that would also include measurements of response times. Uh, we would also want to develop preventive maintenance procedures as well as improvements in our processes. For new customers or to generate more customers, either internally or externally, we would look for new support categories to be developed. And we would also want to explore further software development options for the information systems here in place. So we would might want to outsource it or acquire third-party solutions. For our lapsed customers, that can also be our internal customers, there is also a need for customer satisfaction survey uh, to be implemented across the enterprise, as well as a needs assessment so that we can get back the confidence of our lapsed customers. So, going to our key strategic initiatives for the time period mentioned, um, January we will develop an IT strategic plan as well as complete the IT inventory. In February, we aim to complete documentation as well as harmonization of IT support roles. In March, we would want to see the strategic plan that we've developed implemented as well as start moving to open source all those non-IT assets that we have. In April, we aim to start the process of improving our processes as well as a needs assessment process. In May, we would want to have a review of our IT expenditure and rationalize it. We can do this earlier in the process, but we are also looking at the timeline for submitting for the next fiscal year. And finally, in June, we would want to re-examine our strategic goals and achievements and fine-tune our strategies based on the needs of the medical center. So I think this is my last slide. If you have any questions or comments, just post it below, either in the YouTube comments box or in our Moodle thread. Thank you very much and have a great morning.